Good evening, everyone. I hope all is well. Celestial Farm Girl here. Welcome to my channel. I just want to tell everybody I love you guys, especially those that have stuck with me through this. I know that maybe my energy may have been fluctuating a little bit, working through this complete separation and on my own for the first time in my whole life without having anybody tell me what to do or make me feel that I need to do something for them. And healing, right? Healing. That's what it's all been about. It takes time and it comes and goes, right? Healing comes in cycles. We will have days that are bad and we will feel that sadness, that depression, of which I have, but we actually feel it and we follow the feeling to the emotion or thought that goes with it, and that gives it the chance to express itself. And from the expression of it, however it is, whether through writing, whether through speaking to the universe and, asking for justice and declaring your truth, out to the creator of creations, is, the air is a living element. The water is living elements, and the water and air are only one molecule difference. So the air and water are almost the same. Isn't that weird? And so this tells me if there's fish in the water, then there's spirits in the air, right? And so we've got to have the mind over the matter. Mom, MOM. We must keep mind over the matter, because it keeps us calm and helps us to quietly observe that we might be able to make the decisions that we need to make. Keeps us safe, secure, and without, hesitation of, to avoid the chaos. Now, sometimes chaos happens, right? The magician. Yeah, sometimes shit happens. Seven of Earth. Especially while you're building and stuff, things will come in to test you, your adaptability, your strength, your courage. But we always want to stand strong, correct? And have faith no matter what is happening, that we're going to get through. And we also tell ourselves that we are going to heal. We can heal. We will heal. And on the good days, we accept them for the good days and know that they're great, right? And then on those days that are not so great, we accept those too. And we find a flow that helps that day pass. Whether it's watering the flowers, weeding the garden, cleaning and sweeping the house, exercising, picking out a movie, however one would work through that. And, I had worked through that a lot a couple years ago, but I find that it is coming back on me again in this cycle. So bear with me, everyone. And, I haven't been doing as many shows. I've been doing a lot of inner work, and, moving through the pain, because no matter what, there was a lot of years there and I really did care. So it was kind of like an entanglement. It was hard to break free, but I did. I did. Okay, we have the sun and one, right? That's awesome. So let's say inner child, self, one is self, and Cancer, emotions. This is just what I was just talking about, working through emotions. We got the sun, which is fire. We have Cancer, which is water. These are the pure elements that reside within us. The fire and water is our creative source, the earth, the body gives us a ground to work in it, and the air gives us our breath in and out breath, which, it's kind of like the electrical center is right here. And when I do my breathing, it makes me think of one of those things that go in and out to stoke the fire, to create the sword and stuff. When they're working on the sword and they'll stoke the fire and get it hot, hot, hot. So that breath and air going up and down, because your lungs go all the way down to your belly button. So you're breathing that air all the way down through that electrical system and back out. And so I think of it like yeah, like a fire pit down in there. And when I breathe down, I bring air in, I stoke the fires, and that I myself am the sword. And so the fires temper me, my passions and stuff like that. And it's in all of us, because we all have this energetic center at birth. That's our image of God. It's awakening our DNA, awakening the spiritual ancestors that reside in our DNA and that we carry in our DNA and that we carry in our womb. By the way, this is Read for the Divine Feminine. So this is about focusing on self, yourself, and your emotions. Let's go with the moon. The moon right now is in, I believe, Taurus and Gemini. No, Gemini and Cancer. So we've got air and water. Wavy, baby. Make sure you ride that wave, right? Ride it all the way through. What does that mean? It means if you say something, mean it. Yeah, mean it. Isn't that mean it? You're meaning because you said something, but to say something and mean it gives you a firm stand. I was thinking of that song by Katy Perry, Roar. I didn't stand for nothing, so I fell for everything. Yeah, I didn't stand for nothing, so I fell for everything. Now I stand for something. I stand for the good. I stand for truth. I stand for our children. I stand for you. I love you guys. You guys have been wonderful. I know there's not a whole lot of us that come on now, but that's okay. And I'm hoping to do better and better after this. It won't be long. I will be there. What do we got? 5 of air, inspiration, being inspired. Be inspired. Be inspired to be in harmony with nature and her moods. We are nature itself embodied, and so nature doesn't stay the same. There's growing, there's blowing, there's raining, there's storms, there's sun, there's windstorms. We need to grow our roots deep down into our mother and be as close to harmony with her cycles and fluctuations. This is a 5 of air. This is our mind, our thoughts, staying in harmony and balance. This is halfway between nothing and something, okay? This is that place where we begin to take and understand that we have power. There's power within us, and that we reside and reflect nature, and nature resides and reflects us in synchronicities, right? So when we see these synchronicities, we know that we're in harmony on the right path, correct? Now, this doesn't mean we're always going to be happy. This means that if we're working on healing, we're going to be doing it in cycles, because we'll work a day or two on the energy that we're in. And it might be, depression, sadness, regret, things that, that take us back to the past. And that's okay, as long as we're feeling them. Because once you feel that pain and understand why it's there, uh, you actually can release that emotion and let it be gone. Surrender it, feel it, recognize it, give that energy the honor it's due. It's in your body. It needs to be recognized. And then when you do that, the more you recognize these things, the more harmonic you become. You release it. You release it, and it gets transmuted through the earth and the crystal grids that are all around the earth, and the crystal, and the what I want to say, the spirits in the air, that there are things. If we make an effort to dispose ourselves of sadness and grief, if we make that effort, God will meet us halfway to get rid of that. We don't have to live with that. God isn't about getting rich. God is about having good health and a good life. The tree of life, God, the tree of life, is about living a good life and then having a good death. Yeah, the sun. Life and death are one and the same. Everybody's so afraid of death. But there is no death. It's a birth. We are born, the egg cracks, and our spirit, that which we are, that animates this body that we see, that flashes everything in our life, flashes before our eyes, that's us. That's who we are. That's all of our experiences. That's the only thing we get to take with us. Yeah. The fire, Amazon daughter. Yeah, stoke your fires. Have no fear. Because, we need to empower ourselves. We're going to change the world. And we need to know who we are and who we stand on and what we stand for. What do we stand for? I myself stand for the future, and the future and the resources of this planet belong to the children. And the patriarchy and the rich and the wealthy are playing it away, risking the oceans, risking the waters, risking the earth with chemicals, risking the future of our children. Hell, by the time 4 more generations come, the children might not have not a thing left. And that is exactly why I'm here. I don't care to be rich. I am pretty happy with everything I have. And it ain't much. Most of it's been given to me. But I don't desire and need a lot. I guess you could say I'm pretty content with what I have. Like, I don't even ever go shopping, ever, except for groceries. Michael goes for most of the groceries. I go to make sure I get fruits and vegetables. So, yeah, the thing is it'd be nice to have everybody at their level of contentment. Nobody knows what contentment is. Some people need more to be content. Tell you the truth, I'd like to have a car, but I don't have a driver's license. But, that might be in the future for me still. But everybody has different levels of contentment. The air, priestess, mother, calling in the directions. Yeah, we were calling in the directions, right? And the air hears us right now because it's a living element. And, it hears what we say. That's why it's so important that we speak our truth, that the vibrations of that are heard throughout the collective consciousness. It's a sharing with all because we're all connected, and we can all, we can all share this. That's what we're doing right now. Look at that sunrise. A new day is coming. New ways and new days. And this is going to be our opportunity to step up to the plate to bring change, creativity, and love to the earth. To do everything in love and with a consciousness and a mind of that we are working for 7 generations ahead. That way we're pretty happy with what we get. Everybody should have what they want, but how much of something do you need, right? And then there could be timeshares. It could all be worked out to where everybody has their level of comfort. And we all have the opportunity to do this through no longer working for kings, queens, or men that have lots of money, but by dedicating ourselves to the Mother Earth, who gives us these resources and make sure she's taken care of. Make sure she's not getting poisoned. Make sure, the water is clean and clear for the children that are to come so that they'll respect and honor us. We want our ancestors to respect and honor us. We don't want them to say, man, they left us a shitty world. We don't want that. We don't want our kids and grandkids thinking that way about us. We want to feel love while we're on the other side. We want to be loved. Right? Yeah. So, we stand up for the elements. We stand up for air, and we don't want it to be polluted and toxified. The spirits in the air. Yes, which sometimes some people might get a whole lot of thoughts in their head, and they're like, where the heck did that come from? Well, spirits flow through the air just like fish swim through the water. That's where a lot of the passed over ancestors live, out in the collective. Okay? So, we want to make sure we have I see me as a temple. And I like to keep my temple clean. Like I like to tell the truth. I don't have sex. I'm celibate. I'm not going to hang out with people who are devious or liars or cheaters or bad guys, gangsters. I've cleared my life of everything like that. And I am waiting for the day when I start meeting people of in the middle. I want to say middle income, but that's not what I'm talking about. People who are somewhat knowledgeable about their responsibility to their spiritual body and understand that the spirit is there and alive and well. And, we are getting more and more like that. Great Mother Kick, embodying the spirit. I embody the spirit of the Great Mother with much honor. I am so honored to be a part of Gaia, of the Mother, of ancient Primordial Mother, the Tree Mother, the Maiden, the Mother, the Crone, to go through all those aspects in my lifetime, which I have. The Maiden, Mother, and Crone. And I remember a lot of my maiden days and my mother days. And I keep those spirits with me continuously. I will never release them or let them go. Right now, I get to play house with the puppies. I want to be a mother forever. I loved being a mother. Yeah, it's magic. It's magic. It's magic. It's tiring and agitating, but you get the full scope of being a human from the time they're little. It's up to you to teach them. I remember back in the day when they followed me like little ducks down the creek, which, I was always taking them for walks, and we lived out in the boondocks, 20 miles to the closest town. I had to hitchhike to get there, right? Yeah, and look, love makes a family. Love makes the family. And I loved them. It didn't matter that we were poor. I would rather be poor than go to work and leave them with babysitters, people I didn't know. And I surely couldn't trust my family with my children. I couldn't trust them. So, I chose to not go to work. I chose to write my own page, and my kids don't talk about they got hurt. They say that they had the most fun with me that a child could have. And it was, like I say, I didn't even have a house that I was steady in until my kids started school. Yeah, it was fun though. We had a lot of fun. Always on the river, always swimming, always here, always there. The woods. I didn't take him to no parties and stuff. I was always attracted to the woods, the rivers, the trees. You know, we would go and hang out in the woods for hours. And is it any coincidence that my last name is Wood? My maiden name, Connie Jean Wood, is my name. And it is the year of the wood dragon, and I take pretty much pride in that. Sometimes I can be soft and gentle as a lamb, and yet at the same time, I'm fierce as a lion or a dragon. And, I absolutely use my dark side if I need to protect myself. And I recommend the cleansing of your emotional body, that your dark side will always be there for you too, right? It's not a lashback. It's a protector. It allows you to speak your truth so clear. It's like using a sword, and it works. It really works. I've been in training for a while, but let me tell you, anybody can learn it. 5 of water. Yeah, I've been through deep grief. Maybe I was afraid this reading was going to be for me, but okay, it is kind of reflecting a lot of what I go through, have went through for the last 3 months. But yeah, I have experienced deep grief, and I allow it to happen. I allow it. I allow it to come up. I allow myself to feel it. I allow myself to recognize the feeling and where it came from and why it's there. Then I begin to rationalize around it. I actually give it space and time and look all over and around it and feel it and then let it go. And when you do this, then I come to this point today where finally I started feeling okay, that I was ready. I could come and do a reading, and it could be loving and authentic, and hopefully, not based on a whole lot of, stress. And that's what I want. I don't want to bring stress here. I want to bring the peace of God with me to show that God's peace is so much more important than, than what? Having people in our lives who bring their problems and stress us out, who do things that cause us to be worried, fearful, angry, frustrated. And so, it's all about, once I got the boundaries made, I could let my hair down. I've been on warrior mode for years. 3 years since I found out. July the 8th was 3 years I've been on warrior mode. And, that's a long time to be pissed off and protecting yourself, like in a war, basically. And him in the other room. So yeah, it's been, I don't know if any of you guys ever been through anything like that, but I almost felt like a prisoner sometimes. This is just my story. And then my son came. I was so happy. And again, we've got love makes a family. It's the people you love that you keep around you. And some if there had been love there, but there wasn't. Looking back, over it, and that's where the grief comes from. Looking back over it, realizing if I'd have had my eyes open, I'd have saw that he didn't love me. But we were homeless, right? And I didn't want to be by myself. And I realized that I was naive because I didn't want to see it, because I didn't know where to go. And I had a puppy, and they wouldn't let me take it at the shelter. I realized that. So I stayed so I wouldn't have to give up my little dog. Okay. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced that, and I don't know. You might be frustrated with me because this came up and it's kind of like detailing what I've been through. A little bit of the grief and the letting go. 5-5, that's change. And we got the priestess mother calling out to the air, the shaman. Yes, talking to the universe, asking for justice. And I do that because I do walk in truth. I do feel that I work for the creator of creations. And so I do dare to call justice and judgment on people. I dare. I dare to do it. I think we all should get in a place where we can walk as judges. I think we all. It takes time. But when you honor yourself and turn yourself into a temple for the powers that be, it's not easy, but it's worth it. And that's how I see myself, as a temple.